Yeah, that would be great if you could get your information. Oh, let me give you a pen. That would help, right? No, I should.
Assalamu alaikum. We're going to get started with our Sunday program, inshallah. So if everyone can come and take a seat, that would be wonderful. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. We have two very distinguished guest speakers for our ICSC Sunday program. Sister Zainab Hussaini from Olive Community Services and her associate, Sister Fatima. Sister Fatima is also here, and they'll be presenting today on Olive Senior Services. Sister Fatima is going to give an introduction, and then Sister Zainab Hussaini will begin with her presentation. So please give a warm welcome to them both.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fatima Qureshi Lakhani, and I'm happy to see you all here today. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about Olive. little introduction before Zainab comes. And let me just tell you how I got started working with Olive and what Olive generally is. So I moved to this area about a year ago, and from the East Coast. So I'm new here too and learning my way, but I live in West LA, and I'm sort of an almost empty nester. I have 4 boys, and my youngest is 16. So he's pretty independent now, and I'm trying to find things to do for the community and meet people. So I met Zainab at another program, and she told me about what she does with Olive. She's the program coordinator, and Olive is a community service organization that runs programs for seniors. And it's not just for seniors. They also work with they also integrate, the youth into their programs too. But anyway, so I said, I'm interested in volunteering, and a lot of their programs that were established were in like Orange County, Anaheim. At that point I was still learning about what all these places were, because it's not just LA. I came to realize it's so much more than, it's a big place here, because I moved from Connecticut, a small town in Connecticut, so getting used to all of the various areas. But and then, what she said is, there's a position coming up. Why don't you apply for it? So I did. And I think they were keen on that, wanting to start programs in LA, and I live here. So inshallah, we can start with that. But okay, let me go back to what was my interest in Olive. I was a caregiver for my mom for almost 3 years, until the end of her life. May Allah have mercy on her. As a lot of our parents, they spent their adult lives taking care of us and just doing everything for us. Like my mom was like, I call her fierce. She was a fiercely, independent. She was independent until she had her stroke. She was living on her own near my brother. And I used to live in South Dakota, and she actually drove from West Virginia to South Dakota. She must have been in her 70s when she did that, and we gave her the nickname of Ibn Batuta, because she just loved to travel. She would drive wherever she wanted to go. But anyway, so she was basically independent until she wasn't. She had a stroke that was debilitating, and she was completely bedbound, and eventually she came to live with me in Connecticut, and I was taking care of her. And alhamdulillah, I'm really grateful we had that experience. But from that experience, I learned that, sometimes we definitely need support as a community. We need to make a village for ourselves, especially when you're new to an area, or, either way. Like sometimes we don't know what's going on with each other. So what I learned from that is that this is what Olive wants to do. It wants to make connections, like not just for the caregivers, but for, like, they do friendly visits to people who are homebound, and that's one aspect of volunteer program that they have. And also, but the main thing is they call them LLT. We call them LLT, and it's Live, Learn, Thrive. I think that's what it stands for, but LLT. And what it is usually weekly or monthly programs at various locations, and hopefully we'll start them in LA, where the seniors will get together, and maybe there'll be a topic that they'll discuss, or a speaker will come, depending on whatever they want. It's sort of catered toward what they want to do. They'll share a meal together, socialize, and connect. It's a way for them to something to look forward for them to do, get out of the house and do, right? They go on hikes, monthly hikes, and there's like a grandparents' day, and there's a lot of activities, it's like a club, basically. Let's see, what else? There's also youth involved with the program. And it's the one, like the week before Thanksgiving, I went and I I shadowed Zainab to see what they're doing. One of their programs is at a youth center. So before their program starts, all of the seniors that are part of the Olive program, they'll do like a chair yoga class before that, or it's a chair yoga / Tai Chi class. And that's another thing that they do is, some sort of physical exercise along with the socializing and the whatever speaker or activity. The other activity we did that week was like a pumpkin decoration. We took a bunch of succulents, and the seniors themselves brought in succulents from their garden. Some of them are really avid gardeners, or they have their passions and they share it with each other, whether it's sewing or reading or hiking or just talking about what their knowledge is from whatever profession that they had done before they retired, right? And not all of them are even retired. So let's see, what else? This is sort of impromptu that I'm doing right now with you guys. So do you have any questions about Olive? Yeah. That's a good question. I think sometimes if there's like a need for like sometimes the materials, they might ask. They don't really ask the seniors to pay for anything, but maybe there's like a donation if there's like a materials for a craft or something like that. Yeah. But generally no. There's no charge to them. Yeah. It's all right. We one thing that I did in the week before Thanksgiving is, they do parties together, socialize. We had a thing at there was this restaurant called Banduhan, not Banduhan, take that back. It was called Burns Road in Orange County, and they had a lot of fun, and they met each other from where the different groups, like there's a Yorba Linda program, the Anaheim program, the Irvine program, so they all got together and they met each other, and just, socialized, connected, sang, did some poetry together. So it was fun. It was very energetic. And for a lot of people, it's a highlight of their week, getting together with others. And there's a sewing class that they do at the Olive Base in Fullerton, and they have that, and they make various things. They have a thrift store that they try to run with, a small little area where they sell some gently used clothing. So they're really working together to do, keep seniors active. Yeah. But, yeah, go ahead.
Do you also have like a grief circle or grief support for people who've lost, like for someone who lost her husband, or
Yeah.
a husband who lost his wife?
So one thing that Olive has is they do Monday Zoom program where the first half is like a chair yoga thing online for people who maybe it's harder for them to come to things in person, or in addition to that. But part of that, I know they have had mental health therapists online with people to talk about, to discuss things, and then they could, do things in private with them, like to discuss things, or there may be a topic, and the professional has given like a talk on the topic, right? And I think that is not necessarily out of the question to have like a support group type of thing, but honestly, I don't know if there is one particularly like that, like you're saying. Yeah. Yeah.
wondering about the language.
Mm,
We have a lot of people from India and Bangladesh, and elders don't speak the language, you know. So if they have somebody who can communicate with them, it will be much easier and more welcoming for them.
for sure, for sure. I think that's something we could work on. And I think that's a great way to integrate or to incorporate the youth into our programs, just like intergenerational um, connection. I think both ends really benefit from it, and that would be an important thing to do because we wouldn't want language to keep people away, you know. So, yeah, but that definitely that's something. Hey, assalamualaikum.
I apologize.
This is Zainab, my boss, and
No.
program coordinator, program manager, I should say, and she's been working with Olive for like 10 years. And I'm really excited to be working with her. I'm learning a lot with her. So yeah,
Thank you, Fatima.
sure, of course. It was
I
a long drive, I
apologize.
know. How was the hike?
I feel your pain when you come to OC, and I hope you feel mine when I come to. Thank you so much for your patience. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Zainab Hussaini, and I'm the program manager at Olive. We've been around for almost 10 years. Next year, we'll be celebrating our 10th anniversary. Now, by a show of hands, how many of you have heard of Olive before? Okay, 2, 3. All right, that's good. Better than 0. So today's main goal is to understand why we do what we do and why it's important that all our communities come together to serve our seniors and embrace aging in our communities. The first thing is that America is aging. By 2030, they're saying all the baby boomers will be 65 years old. So every year, more and more people are signing up for Medicare and, you know, retiring. And these are the pioneers of our community. They're saying by 2060, there'll be more seniors in America than young people. So America is actually an aging nation. More people, because now families are getting smaller compared to back in the day. So that's why there's a rapid growth. And there are also more and more foreign born seniors, meaning people who grew up in Middle East and South Asia. So their cultural and faith-based needs are different. So the American government, the cities, the counties, they're like, okay, now we have multicultural seniors to take care of. So how do we reach out to their needs? So definitely the growth is there. In the Muslim community, unfortunately, we have not waken up to this need and how fast this need keeps growing and growing. There's very little research, there's very little data, and without data, we don't get funding. So unfortunately, we're still not where we need to be. There was one study done back in the early 2010, 2012 in Michigan with 200 or so seniors. And the top 3 things they found was that people need to learn more how to take care of their home, meaning if you own your house, you know, if there's leaks and falls, things like that. How do you manage that? Number 2 was transportation, because after a certain age, driving, I don't know how, you know, seniors, especially in LA with the traffic, the parking, it can be challenging. So transport is a big need. And then their physical health. Alhamdulillah, people are living longer per research, but at the same time, to live longer, it takes a certain type of prescription, a health prescription, their health, their wellness, their exercise. I'm a dietitian by profession. I work in adult daycare for Alzheimer's in Huntington Beach, and I also work at St. Jude Fullerton. So I have seen it in the acute care setting and in the outpatient setting, how important it is to maintain good nutrition, good fitness, good healthy lifestyle choices. And in our religion, subhanallah, this work, why I love it, is I not only get paid to do what I do, I love doing it, but also it's a divine connection. Serving our seniors, there is so many ahadith and ayah. One particular that I love that is, if a young person honors an elder, Allah will account of his age. Allah will appoint someone to honor him during his old age. So how beautiful is that? That feeling is so fulfilling and rewarding. And you've probably heard of blue zones. Anybody in this room have heard of blue zones? So there's Netflix documentaries. You can Google it. It's really cool concept. There's certain parts of the world where people are living past 100 years old. So researchers went and tried to see what is the reason why they're living 100 plus. Well, turns out the main thing is they move naturally, meaning they walk. They have a very positive outlook on life. They have a sense of purpose. They have great social connections, and they eat healthy. Majority of them eat a plant-based or Mediterranean style diet. So the one particular community of blue zones that is in California is in Loma Linda. Can anyone guess what's something in Loma Linda? A group of people live there. Absolutely. But there is a certain group of people that live in Loma Linda, the Seventh-day Adventists, and they have a vegan, vegetarian lifestyle. So they are living past 100. So this is just for us to know that this kind of like eating healthy and having social connections actually can matter. Our goal is not just to live long lives. Our goal is to live healthy, long lives without being a burden on anybody, on our family, even on ourselves, right? Like that's our goal eventually, right? Haya comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you know, our goal is to again be a positive change. And mashallah, now we have so much education about health and wellness. So why not adopt it when we can? The loneliness epidemic is a reality when it comes to seniors. You can be in a room full of people and still feel isolated and lonely. You can live with family and still feel isolated and lonely. So they say that prolonged loneliness can be as detrimental to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. When you think of cigarettes, you're like, I'm not doing that. It's life threatening. Well, guess what? Loneliness can be that bad for some people who are so isolated. And there are different reasons why you can be isolated. It could be language, it could be physical, disability, it could be cultural differences, all sorts of things, or just having no family. And especially in those of us who come from multicultural backgrounds, we need our tribe, we need our people to be around us so that we don't feel that sense of isolation. So it is a reality again. But on the flip side, if we are socially connected, if we meet, if we gather, what are the benefits? Your health is better, your mental health is better, your physical health is better, and you live longer, healthier lives. There is one of my seniors in Orange County. She started coming to Olive, and after 3 months, her doctor asked her, "What have you been doing? You are in better health, your labs are better." Like, just she's positive, she's taking care of herself. All of a sudden, she has something to do, she has something to look forward to. So we've seen over time so many people have like a group of connection, and I'll share more of our work. So Olive 2016, Rubina Chaudhry, she's the lady with the scarf on her shoulder. She's our founder. She had founded a engineering firm in Orange County, and entrepreneur. And she had aging parents, and she was an only child, and her aging parents were in Canada. And in Canada, they had these homes which were meant for Punjabi or Indian descent seniors. And she saw her mom thriving in that cultural home environment. And she said, why can't we have this when I retire in California? So that was the seed. And then somebody had an olive tree in their backyard. And olive is a divine fruit. And it's all about longevity. year upon year it grows, and it's just this beautiful fruit that we really want to kind of copy, I guess, in the way we live our long healthy lives. So we are a 501c3 nonprofit. Another important thing is our mission is to promote health and wellness among seniors and their families and the community in a culturally appropriate way. So it's open to all individuals from all backgrounds. Yes, a majority of our founding board members are Muslims, a majority of our attendees are Muslims, but we open our services to everybody, all backgrounds, all faiths, so that we can honor people's cultures and, really embody what healthy long living is and what community looks like. Another issue is the stigma of the word seniors. Nobody wants to be called a senior, right? Sometimes now people are embracing it beautifully because of age, but we came up with a term called Olivers. So if you're a part of Olive, no matter what age, Fatima, myself, we're Olivers too. And now, we have many of our attendees, they'll introduce each other. Oh, I'm so and so, I'm an Oliver. So it's taken the ageism issue a little, made it much more easier, and, it's become a thing. So we are very proud of that adoption that people have done with that term. Our primary goal as Olive, being a nonprofit, and what makes us different than other nonprofits that are serving seniors, is we want to bridge the gap. So you see these three circles. The government provides certain things like Medicare, Social Security. The family provides certain things, maybe it's your home, maybe it's your estate planning and that kind of stuff, your will and stuff. And then the community, like the mosque, provide certain things, a space that is, open to everyone, and again, a place where you can gather. And Olive wants to be that connecting gap and fill in where education is needed. We understand every mosque, every community has so much going on. We want to make it easy for everyone by just focusing on our seniors, providing them the resources and letting them know any education, what are the healthy habits out there, what are the different things we should be doing. So we do a lot of workshops. We try to do a lot of wellness initiatives. Like every year, in the beginning of the year, I make all the seniors in our group do a wellness challenge, like walking, logging your walks for 30 minutes a day, or eating better, or sleeping. You just give yourself, you track your habits and you get a prize. If you reach your goals, you get a prize. So things like that. And we are consistent and professional. So starting on time, ending on time. Today, I have a horrible example of that. But at the same time, we want because believe it or not, even Fatima has noticed, our seniors look at our programs as a doctor's appointment. They arrive 30 minutes early sometimes. And even we're like still setting up. We're like, wait, it starts at 12. They're like, no, I didn't want to be late. I wanted to find parking. So some of them are looking forward to it. So there's always a positive way to look at it. Our programs, number one, are for active older adults, so ages 55 plus. So these are seniors who are independent. They can drive. They don't need any assistance of any kind. So we do more activity-based things for them, like fitness classes, social connection classes, and we also do special projects that are like sewing classes and emergency preparedness, stuff like that. Those kind of things, and field trips. So I take seniors on, we get a big bus and we go to the date farm in Coachella Valley, or the San Diego flower fields. I need to do a trip out here in the LA area. So I'm looking forward to more collaborations out here, so then we can do some LA field trips as well. And then there is the programs for the homebound seniors. These are the seniors who may have some disability. They might be in their 80s, 90s. So we do friendly visitor program. So we match like a volunteer to visit them so they don't feel isolated. Just as a friend, they can sew together. They can have maybe do a puzzle together, talk, do something creatively so that they feel like a friend, literally checking on each other and stuff. We are working, mashallah, on an olive cares or a home care agency concept. It takes a long time for those things to get the licenses and the permissions and all that, but that's a goal that's starting this year that we're very actively working on, because caregiving is a huge need, right? A lot of spouses are taking care of each other. And sometimes if you're a senior and you're taking care of another's, it's too hard. It doesn't work. Like, then what about the caregiver? Who's going to take care of the caregiver? Many times the caregiver passes away first. Sadly, it's so sad, but that has happened. And we have this mindset that, oh, once I'm a senior or once I'm on like past 65, everything will be paid for by the government. If you're in a certain income bracket, yes, there are a lot of things you might be able to get. But if you're in that middle weird situation, it is very difficult. So our community doesn't realize how expensive caregiving is. You're paying almost 25, 35, even $40, depending on what level need the senior has. So we need to start saving money for that kind of stuff. As children, my generation really needs to plan ahead. If the parent has high level need, like you have to put them in an assisted living, for example, for 24/7 care, it can charge anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 per month. No insurance will pay for this unless you're on like Medi-Cal. That too, you have to apply for a waiver, and I've heard that there's a huge wait list for that. So again, these are things we are always like, yeah, Muslims need to have like a senior facility. That's great. Inshallah, someday we will have it. But who's going to pay for it when we have it? You have to still pay for it to be in that facility, and it can cost 6,000 to 10,000. So these things are another thing that we're trying to work on, is educating the middle sandwich generation to be aware that these might be some costs to take care of our parents when our parents will need us. And these are the pioneers of our community. They build these mosques, they build these schools. So we have to really, really up our game and take care of them just like they took care of us. Intergenerational programs are very, very important to us. So right now, in this current time, we have 6 generations alive. Many of you know, dear, I love her, Dr. Shamima Ibrahim, right? Mashallah, mashallah. She is in her 90s, working, healthy, sharp as can be. And so she's from the traditionalist generation. From her, there's the baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and then we have Gen Z, and now Gen Alpha. What is that next? Like Gen Beta, I guess. So we have 6 generations. And guess what? We can learn from each other. There's things the older generation knows that the younger ones can learn, like resilience. We should learn to manage challenges. Just like our seniors, mashallah, they went through so many adversities. And the younger generation, mashallah, they are also very good about self-care. They're very good about technology. They can teach that to the seniors. Why I was running late today? Because every month we have a intergenerational hike in Miles Square Park. We were there this morning. So a young boy, he's learning about nature. He showed us all the plants and animals. And we did a hike for 1 hour, and then we ate a snack. And these young girls, teenage high school girls, they taught all the seniors how to wear the hijab very stylishly. So there was a hijab tutorial because we had some Vela hijab giveaways. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that these are the kind of things that we can learn from each other. If you were following the news this past summer, Olive made it to the news. We were called the Grandma Summer Camp. So Associated Press came to our summer camp where the seniors were teaching the kids embroidery, cooking, sewing, gift wrapping, all the life skills that schools don't have either the time to teach or the funding to teach it. So it was called the Grandma Camp. and it was on CNN, Associated Press. It was on Fox 11. So you can Google it, Grandma Camp, and Olive will come up. It was a great way for us to show the world the value the seniors, the knowledge they have. No school can teach it sometimes in many ways because they're patient. And you know what the best thing was? The kids did not touch their phone. We were like, that's success. From 11 to 2, they didn't even care where their phone was because they were getting an attentive grandma teaching them something that no book can teach sometimes. And they created a cookbook and all the good stuff. But subhanAllah, it was a great, great event. We also do storytelling where the seniors share their life stories with the kids. There's a big event we do every year called Grandparents' Day in September. It's a national holiday. I don't know if you knew this, but every first Sunday of the month after Labor Day is a national holiday called Grandparents' Day. So we just want to, honor our grandparents and our seniors. So this was a snapshot. This is a snapshot of all the programs I talked about. The number one is our Live, Learn, Thrive program. That's the day program that I was talking about with social connections, exercise, and I will share more about what that looks like. We do field trips, Grandparents' Day, Olive Friends is our friendly visitor, caregiving program. And also another thing with Olive Cares, we go to nursing homes and educate the staff about the cultural practices of the Muslim patients. Like, when you have dementia, you still want to feel clean. It's ingrained in us, right? Certain things. Maybe female wants only female caregiver at the hospital or the so we try to educate people so they know if somebody is being irritated, maybe that's the reason why. Or the halal food, for some people, they are very particular. So just so that the nursing and the medical staff know. We also sell gently used clothing to support our mission, and Olive Outdoors is our monthly hikes that I was talking about. Our goal is to keep seniors active, to befriend them, meaning we want to be friends with them, to treat them with compassion and honor their diversity and culture, and also to empower them to live, learn, and thrive. Because that's our ultimate goal. We want seniors to have this fulfillment, a sense of purpose, something for them to get up, get ready, and go to, and feel connected with others and not feel lonely. Every Monday since the pandemic, mashallah, we've been able to do a Zoom program. So this program, if you sign up like today to register with Olive, starting tomorrow, you can attend Zoom sessions from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. What happens on this Zoom session, the first session is meditation and yoga based type of exercises, very simple pressure points. It's with a trained physical personal trainer. And then from 11 to 2, we have a guest speaker or a book club topic and stuff. So tomorrow, actually, we have a speaker from Alzheimer's Orange County coming and talking about the continuum of care, meaning making choices about whether to go to assisted living, nursing home, or adult daycare, or whatever it is. So because families need to make that decision, and it's hard. It's very hard to make that, and then figuring out the cost of everything. So anyways, we partner with Sahara, which is a very popular South Asian network, South Asian nonprofit, and they also do support groups where they bring in a therapist and everybody talks about topics that they are going through as seniors together. I have programs in Fullerton, Anaheim, Irvine, and Yorba Linda on a weekly basis. So that's what's happening on a weekly basis. These are some of the pictures. We did an art class, sewing class, emergency preparedness. We do a lot of cultural celebrations, Hispanic Heritage Month, Black History Month, Arab American Heritage Month. These are all things that we try to incorporate in our annual programming. And then we have some monthly programs also, like the hikes, and then we have some programs in San Bernardino County. These are our field trips. We took a boat cruise in Newport Beach, had brunch on the cruise. So it was nice. This is a picture of Dr. Shamim Ibrahim. We did a talk show with her and some teenagers at our grandparents' day recently. This is how my calendar looks like. It's just to scare you a little bit. No, just kidding. But what I'm trying to say is making sure that we are utilizing our time to really get our seniors engaged. I'm going to speed up. I know I'm running short of time, but when we asked our seniors, how has Olive helped you? Like, they were coming to Olive for years and years, and these were the top 3 things they said. I have learned new things and resources. I have a sense of purpose, and I feel less lonely and isolated. Alhamdulillah, that's what the results we wanted, and alhamdulillah, with time, we're seeing this more and more. The lady in the middle picture in the yellow outfit, her name is Sister Hakika. We met her. She lived in Lake Elsinore area during the pandemic. We met her. Very, wonderful lady, and she got so involved. She ended up becoming an Olive board member. Unfortunately, recently she passed away during Thanksgiving break, and she was buried in the Palmdale past Lancaster area. And we rented a bus of like almost 20 people, and her family is like, who are these people coming in a bus to her funeral? And we were like, oh, we're all the friends she made at Olive. More could have come if it wasn't this far away, but they were mind blown, like multicultural people from all faiths and backgrounds coming in a bus. And their family, it brought them so much comfort because their mom had adopted this new family in her last few years. So it was beautiful to see that. We have 2 types of settings where we do program. One is the community center setting. So think of Olive as a software. We have the program, we have the juice, the secret sauce, and then where do we host these programs? We can either go to the local senior center, partner with them, with the city, and then do programs. That is a great way for the senior center to know, oh, there are all these Muslim, multicultural, background people in our community. We should serve them. So they will make space for us if we push it. And we've done this in Anaheim and Irvine, and mashallah, it's been a huge success. Now we celebrate Eid with the city because of this connection, because they see we are doing all this work, and they want to serve their community. Every senior center is required to serve their constituents from their city. So it's on their agenda list. So we just have to really push it and make it happen. And it's hugely successful. Another model is doing it at a mosque like this. So in Yorba Linda Masjid, we've seen huge success. Every week on Thursdays, I have a program after Zohar to 3 o'clock, 1:30 to 3. And the biggest success is more men come. My other programs, I have less male attendance, but this one, maybe it's the food. I don't know. I'm still figuring that one out. But we've seen a lot of success, and table tennis, carom board, we'll have that out, and it's like a good solid 40 people or so that come. This is a video if we have time. Erica, when do I end at 1? 12:50. So I'm going to skip this video, but this is basically saying that Olive has done amazing stuff for the past 10 years, and that we produce 20 programs a month, and we've served 5,000 people a year, every year. If we were to partner with Olive, with your mosque or any community, what are the benefits? Why would you want to partner? The number one thing is the resource sharing. We will try to get you the resource. I don't have an Olive bus that can transport seniors, but I can help find the resources in your community to make sure that you're aware of the senior transportation. We take care of the software, like I said, the program management, because we understand the mosques have a heavy workload for their regular programs, Sunday school, prayers and Ramadan programming. So we are just senior focused, kind of making sure we get good speakers that are very relevant, like Medicare education, financial literacy, estate planning, and, all sorts of things. Even getting the seniors to teach, because so many seniors are so knowledgeable on things. Like in one of my programs, the senior is teaching everyone poetry writing because he was a writer in his past, job and work. So, there's so much, again, valuable skills that the senior, we make it happen basically. And we also add these other additional benefits like the field trips, the online Zoom sessions, the intergenerational activities, getting the youth engaged with the seniors, and also the friendly visitor program. So Alhamdulillah, this year I'm happy to announce that Fatima was brought on our team because she's LA based, because we hope to expand to different counties. We were very heavily OC based. We have a program in San Bernardino, but LA County is definitely something we are hoping to reach out to because, we're still in the same state or the same region, and we want to be able to help everyone. And then we have, obviously, our YouTube page has a lot of our recorded sessions. So if you ever go on YouTube, look up Olive Community Services, subscribe. We have talks about dementia, diabetes, Alzheimer's, really good talks with great speakers that we've recorded, and they're, for the community to enjoy at their own leisure time and whenever they want to. We obviously are on Instagram and Facebook. And let's see, in person, online. This is our a regular phone number. Uh, Zainab is my name again. We do have our home base in Fullerton. If you've ever been to OC Khamaria area, downtown Fullerton, we're very close to that. I know there is a question that comes up, which I'm going to answer. I'm going to save you some time. How do we pay for all this stuff? So, like I said, the good thing is, the community support is important and essential, but it's not enough. Grants are still something we're working on. But as we get there, it's majority donors and monthly donors that help us. If we were to come to your community, obviously we work and figure out a way how to cover the cost, because we need to get away from that free mindset. Everything costs money, especially when you're bringing in professionals. You want to, do it properly, right? So that's our goal, to do things right. So we work it out with the partnership and making it work. And that's how, so far, we've seen success in that. And obviously, like I said, applying to local grants in the area, community grants and stuff, we've tried to do that as well. Any questions? I know I have like literally 2 minutes. I spoke nonstop, but please ask me. Okay, let's play the video. It's a 5-minute video. It gives you a good visual of what we do. And this is connected to the internet, correct?
About 10 plus years ago, when some of us in the community were aging and thinking about retiring, this idea of programs for the elderly began. I went to have lunch with a friend, and it was during that lunch that we had the conversation at a greater level, at a greater depth, that upcoming need for support services for seniors, how our community is aging. And that is where we came up with the idea of starting an organization that is catering strictly to the seniors. I used to work at Care LA, and I was there for about 25 years, and I recently retired. And I wanted to stay busy. I've always been active with the Olive Group,
but I wanted to really stay busy. So after I retired, I started going to all their activities and what have you. As I am aging and getting a little bit older, as we all do in life, I am very cognizant of the fact that I do want to stay as active as I can. So I look at the things that are within my reach, within my capabilities. I'm still pretty mobile, but I do use a walker because of my lack of balance. I'm always looking at Olive to find ways to fulfill those needs, and fortunately, Olive is very cognizant of fulfilling those needs for people at all different levels of activity. We're so blessed to have them in our community. Being part of the Olive program and talking and visiting people like Dr. Z is that I'm having more fun than I think the patient, because I'm excited to come, they're excited to see me, and I feel like they have accomplished something where I spend some time with somebody who wouldn't have a person like me visit them, they'd be lonely. So I'm more excited about coming here than even seeing me. If we need to look at how we deal with our senior brothers and sisters, how culture is, we take care of our moms and dads and they die in our homes and so on. But there are other people who don't have that opportunity. So how do we make sure that they feel that there's people around them to help them and ease their pain? Because loneliness is a tough thing. It's a tough thing.
Living in a facility, especially when you're, moved from your home for so many years and then move here, you will feel a bit of loneliness. Even though your family visit you, it's they need more engagement. So the Olive community got connected with us and introduced to our residents. A lot of our residents would benefit with a program like this.
Our sole mission of serving the seniors. It is to provide support services for seniors, for the family and the community in a culturally appropriate environment. I think the biggest accomplishment, I would say, is that we are beginning to raise the community's awareness that we need to pay attention to the needs of our elderly.
Been involved part of the Olive Community Services since inception. My hope for the Olive is that we should support Olive so that they can continue their program, and they sow the seed to develop not only the program for the senior, but also some senior living arrangements that are culturally more sensitive to our community.
As retired physicians, what Olive has given us is a way of actually being part of the community in a meaningful way, giving back to the community, and also getting that nurturing experience from this community that we have become a part of.
Olive is moving forward. We are trying to do much more than we're already doing for seniors, and there's no stopping us. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep finding a way to do even more for seniors.
I am Shamim Sayed and I'm an Oliver.
I'm Zina Janga and I'm an Oliver. I am Afshan Nuri Beg and I am an Oliver.
I am Mirza Beg and I am Oliver.
I am Amal Alalim and I'm an Oliver. I am Sister Hakika and I am an Oliver.
I'm Shaheenullah. I'm in Oliver.
I'm Mumtaz Hassan. I'm in Oliver.
I am Cheyenne and I am Oliver.
I am Rehana Wahab and I am an Oliver.
I'm Seema Ahmed. I'm an Oliver.
I am Zainab Hussaini and I'm an Oliver.
I am Cheryl Johnson and I am proudly an Oliver.
I'm Rubina Chaudhry. I'm an Oliver.
I invite you to join us and become a change maker so that we can live, learn, and thrive.
All right. So thank you for watching and thank you for being here. This is a beautiful beanie that one of our seniors learned to make in one of our classes. And, you know, she had lost her husband and her son back to back. So it was very, you know, it can be a very depressing time. But she learned how to make this and she couldn't stop making them. So people kept giving her orders and she came and said, Zainab, I'm a businesswoman now. So this is just one of those stories that shows that there's so much help that we can do in serving our seniors. So I hope we really give importance. Anytime you see a senior in your masjid, please reach out to them, say hi, salam, you know, visit them, give them some, maybe a quick meal or something, you know, deliver groceries. I highly recommend you do that. All right. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Zainab and Sister Fatima, for this very enlightening presentation, and it's very heartfelt as well. And I hope that you can tell other people about Olive services as well, especially their services for their seniors. And please join us now for Duhur prayer in our prayer hall. Afterwards, we will have our Quran memorization class with Dr. Amal Hussaini in this room. And we'll also have our sports day. So please join us. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.